Alright, perhaps you're out there looking for a Razer Viper V3 Pro, or any other top of the line, gaming mouse or any wireless gaming mouse that can help you excel in games like first-person shooter or any other MMORPG games that requires instant reaction. What if I tell you there is another alternative that is much cheaper, yet it also performs as good or even slightly better than the Razer Viper V3 Pro? Well, it is this mouse right here. So yes, so I have actually used this mouse. Alright, so this is the EWEADN. Honestly, I cannot pronounce the name. Alright, it is EWEADN. Alright, this is called the S9. Alright, the S9 series. Alright, they do have different series. Alright, I think they have the S9, the S9 Pro, the S9 Max, and the S9 Ultra with different slightly varying things. But if you guys want to get the most basic one, the S9 is really good enough. But what I have here, this is the S9 Max. Alright, so if you want to get this exact model, I'll also link them the first link in the video description down below. I've been using this mouse for a few days now, so that's why you see the box is not sealed, because I repackaged it back to show you guys the unboxing experience on this. But I've actually used this mouse for over like 3 or 4 days now, playing my favorite game, CS2. Alright, and it's been really mind-blowing. Right? It's super accurate. I'm hitting my shots and it's really crazy. I'm going to show you guys some footage. But alright, let me just unbox this and see what you'll get inside the box. Alright, so well, obviously, alright, you do get this thing. Alright, and some grips as well. Alright, this is the anti-slip grips. Alright, honestly, I didn't use this because the mouse looks really nice. I'm going to show you in a while. But yeah, you guys can use this if you always slip out of your mouse. But for me, I'm fine with it. Maybe my hand is big enough to grab the mouse. So yeah, it's come with this. Alright, for every kind of mouse. So the whole S9 series, even you get a basic S9 version, alright, you still get this. So I think this is worth $9.90. Really generous of them. Alright, really useful if you like always slip off your mouse and you want a more better grip with it. Alright, they do come with user manual how you guys can set this up. Alright, and as well as wireless receiver module right over here. Really cool, just sit on your desk really well. Alright, and a cable as well, a USB-A, a USB-C to USB-A cable. So do keep in mind it's supposed to be wrapped, but because I repackaged them back, alright, so it's not wrapped. But if you buy this brand new, it will be wrapped. Okay, yeah. So this is you can use it as wired, alright, or you guys can use it wirelessly with the receiver itself. But today, let me just go and show you the mouse itself. Right, I hope the mouse is as clean as day one. You guys can see how nice this mouse is. Look at that. Alright, just look at that. Damn, this thing is really nice. So I did not put the grip, but you guys can put the grip on if you want to. Alright, for more better grip and more anti-slip. But I love the way it looks on my desk. That's why I am not putting the grips on. I love the overall design, alright? And the button is super satisfying to click, alright? Very nice to click on. And I personally use the Viper V3 Pro, alright? Not myself, but at my friend's house. And I would say this one feels more satisfying to click, alright? The Viper is more tactile feel. This one is more a clicky feel, which is more fun to click with, alright? Especially when you're shooting and stuff. It's really nice, you guys can see. Alright, and overall looks really nice and really lightweight as well. Okay, and then yeah, at the bottom here there is two different buttons. Alright, one you guys can switch the DPI, and one you guys can switch between Bluetooth 2.4 GHz mode with the dongle or a wired mode. Alright, and you guys can connect or charge this one directly to here. And inside here has a 500 mAh battery. And for the past 3 days I'm using, I don't need to charge it at all. So I don't know when you run out of battery, but I'm confidently say that it can probably last you a week or even longer. Alright, I have no idea, because I mean mouse doesn't take a lot of battery life. So yeah, so I think the battery life is really good on this, so you don't have to worry about constantly charging it. Alright, worry when you're not using it, you just charge it. Alright, really cool. Alright, and this thing really blows my mind away, alright, by how good the mouse is. It's very precise, alright, and the clicks register almost instantly. And I forgot to mention there is also 2 buttons over here, alright, which is really useful buttons. Alright, if you play first-person shooter, for me, I play CS2, and sometimes you use a sniper, right? And you want to quickly switch between your secondary weapon and your primary weapon. Alright, I always map it to the bottom button. So then when I want to switch, I can just use my thumb to really quickly click it to switch it to a secondary weapon, and after that scope back in again, so you can be much faster, you know, to kill the second and third enemy. If you play CS2, you should know what I'm saying, right? So yeah, it can be instantly switched to a secondary weapon, and the top one I have mapped it to the grenades or anything else, alright, for a more instant one. And the scroll wheel is very satisfying to scroll as well. There's a perfect pressure to it, so when I'm switching weapons, alright, imagine I'm switching weapons, alright, I can precisely know what weapon to switch to, so you won't accidentally switch to another weapon. So it's really, really useful, alright. I don't like those mouse that is like very, very loose, and sometimes I can accidentally switch to another weapon while I'm like want to switch instantly to a secondary weapon when I'm in a gunfight. So this one can really, you know, help. So with a little bit of pressure on the scroll wheel is perfect for me, alright. And yeah, but when playing with it, alright, it's very, very accurate, and it's the first time I'm hitting so many shots on this. Alright, it looks really, really nice on my desk as well. And when my friend come over and try this one, alright, he was really, really impressed by how different, alright, this thing is. Alright, it's much more precise. That when you move your hand, you can feel that your cursor, or you know, the gun instantly snaps onto the player. So when people say like, you know, expensive peripherals, alright, does helps, makes you better at the game, alright, it does to a certain extent, but with this mouse actually I do feel much better while playing the game itself, right? It's so much accurate, and this thing has up to 8000 Hz polling rate, which is really, really instant, alright, and it's like, you know, the moment you move a bit, alright, it instantly registers, so the latency is really, really low. And I'm using this to play in wireless mode. I never use this in wired mode at all. And yeah, it's very, very instant, and it's very, very instant. I don't feel any latency to it at all. Right, especially this kind of wireless mouse. Right? I've used certain wireless mouse in the past, those as gaming, not Razer, but other gaming one that's also cheaper one probably, and probably priced around the same as this. Right? And those are really terrible. The latency is really, really bad. If you play those first-person shooter, you can tell instantly, right? But for normal people who use like for office, all these, like, you know, cruising your mouse around, right? It probably doesn't. You can't notice it. But if you are a gamer, I do play a lot of games. You can feel instantly the latency, the lagginess to it, right? But this one is very, very instant, very snappy, and it feels comfortable on my hand. My hand actually is quite big, obviously, okay? My hand is quite huge, and yeah, it fits around my hand really, really well. Very hard to find a mouse that really fits around my hand, because you guys can see my finger extend past the mouse when I'm holding it. So yeah, you guys can see, alright, and this one is comfortable enough. So while I'm playing with it, alright, it's comfortable enough, and my hand is not touching, my finger is not touching my mouse pad. So yeah, it's really, really easy to use, really cool. Alright, and it just feels so nice to it, alright. Probably in the future I might add on the grips itself, but I'm not adding it for now because I just love how the way it shines, how the way it looks, alright. You guys can see, it looks really nice, alright. I love this color. They do come in a lot of different other colors as well. Alright, so you guys can take a look at their website. Alright, I'll link them the first link in the video description down below for this S9 version, this mouse. Alright, you guys can see the other version of the colors they have, and you can just compare between the S9, S9 Pro, S9 Max, and the S9 Ultra, alright. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this, alright. It's been really, really, like I say, I think this one can really compete with the Razer Viper V3 Pro if you're looking for that. And if you don't want to spend like probably $200-300 on that mouse, the best alternative would be this right here, and it only costs 2 to 3 times lesser than the Razer Viper V3 Pro. So it's a no-brainer if you are on a budget and you want performance mouse that is also wireless, alright, and there's no cable to it. You can move your hand freely anywhere you want. As you guys know, CS players, they have like to move like a huge mouse pad so that they can, you know, move their whole arm around, and sometimes with the cable it can restrict your movement as well. Right, wireless is the best, and because you put your like sensitivity to the lowest for a more accurate aim. Alright, I always move my arm around. Alright, this is really useful. It's wireless as well. Alright, I'm hitting all my shots. Really incredible. Feels very, very ergonomically awesome. Alright, it fits my hand really well. I feel very comfortable holding this. I can hold this throughout the day. I won't feel any soreness. Alright, and yeah, and I love the 2 other buttons placement on the side, which can give me which I can program it for other things as well, which is really, really awesome. And the overall design looks really nice as well, and the really long battery life, high polling rate, I think there is nothing I can complain about this, okay? So once again, if you guys want to get the EWEADN, it's really hard to pronounce the name, alright? 前行者, if you guys know how to read Chinese, it's called 前行者 or something, alright? Or 前行者. My English is not really, my Chinese is bare minimum, but if you guys want to get this S9 version, you guys can check the first link in the video description down below, or you want to get the exact one that I review over here. It's called the S9 Max version, and you guys can also check it out, the link in the video description down below, and get this amazing mouse for yourself, alright? So yeah, I mean, it's really cool, nothing much to compare. And one thing I also love about the cable is it's braided. I forgot to mention this. It's braided, look at that, it's braided. Alright, you can tell by the quality that they give you, the end user, a really, really good quality experience, alright? So it's even braided cable. You can just throw in like a rubber cable, you know, and you probably wouldn't care much, but the amount of details that go into all those like accessories is really what a company wants the end user to feel. And I personally feel that this thing is really, really awesome. It's a really good gaming mouse that is very competitive. I mean, for the Razer, you're paying premium for the brand itself, right? But if you want something that has the same performance as the Viper V3 Pro, this will be your best alternative. So once again, if you want to check out this, alright, S9, you guys can check out the first link in the video description down below and get this for yourself. What I have here is the S9 Max, so yeah, you guys can also get the Max if you want to. And yeah, that's all for you guys. If you find this video really interesting and really helpful, and you guys want me to review more gaming mouse like this, you guys can let me know in the comment section as well. And without further ado, this is 𝖩 Gaming, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Peace out.
I don't wanna cry.